versus d00m1n80r, and here we are in the grand finals. It's going to be a best of 5 conquest format.
That's right.
So 3 decks apiece.
That's good, and that's so much better too, because when you have the 2 decks, things can get a little bit crazy. You lose one game and suddenly you're almost out of the tournament. But with the 3 decks, we're really going to see which of these players can perform better over the long run and will be the IESF World Champion.
Absolutely, and to be fair, we were talking about past IESFs, I think yesterday, and Korea is so dominant over the course of every single IESF, with the exception of one that went to Sweden. And of course, you can see your player LeDah there. I don't know if Thailand has ever made it to a grand final in IESF.
I don't think so. I've casted 3 or 4 IESFs, I think, and I can't recall ever a Thai team getting to the grand finals of one, but I may be wrong on that. This is a big moment, though, for him and his country in esports.
Oh, absolutely, and I think it's a big moment for every country that comes to IESF to be able to represent their country on this huge stage here at the Nexon Arena in Seoul, South Korea. Of course, there you can see d00m1n80r on your screen representing Serbia.
Yeah, and we see the deck that he has added in is going to be a mage deck here. I actually didn't catch the decks from the Thai player, but we'll see those as we load up. Going to be really exciting to see who can actually take this on. I've loved d00m1n80r's deck so far. He's made solid plays throughout the tournament, and I am looking at him as a favorite. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I've watched him beat so many players, but that's my take on it. What about you, Rapid?
Well, when he played the semifinal matchup versus Romania, that was incredibly close. Moody was like just a couple turns away, and then some crazy swings. We had shredders in almost every one of his games
yes,
that were
indeed.
really, really tense. So those games were balanced on a knife's edge, and I'm not quite as familiar with the Thai players, so he might have had an incredibly close run all the way up until here, but we're going to see who goes home with the Grand Championship here at Hearthstone, the 7th Esports World Championships.
You know, you keep mentioning the crazy shredder drops, but actually, if I recall correctly, didn't he also have a raptor that dropped the poisonous snake, which wasn't even released, which the Armor Smith had to trade herself for?
Yeah,
he barely won that game.
What even is this card? I saw that, I was like, yeah. So that card, in case you guys aren't aware, the most recent wing of Hearthstone dropped, I think, a couple days ago, maybe even just yesterday.
I think it was yesterday.
Right. So I wasn't really expecting to see any of those cards played today, but Shredders can make absolutely anything happen. So I'm excited to get this game underway, and it looks like we are about ready for our first match in this grand final best of 5.
All right, we're going to be getting right into that in just a moment here. It is going to be Paladin versus Paladin. So who knows how this one will go. It should be pretty crazy.
Well, I was going to say, I think I know how this one is going to go. You have a 1 drop, then a 2 drop, and you go all the way through. But we'll see which player gets the better curve. And, well, what do you know? It looks like LeDah's curve is pretty good.
Oh, man, look at this. Beautiful play here.
That is so sick.
d00m1n80r is already in a lot of trouble, actually. Like
he's going to have the hero power here if he doesn't want to just play the secrets.
He has Noble Sacrifice up, which won't do anything to this Secret Keeper. And even if it did, he has an Avenge up. It's crazy. And now Shield Mini-Bomb.
I was going to say, he didn't even need to draw the Shield. He already had it in his hand. There's a Noble Sacrifice, which, like you said, does absolutely nothing. And this is just going to be a very, very rough start for d00m1n80r, who's, I mean, he's going to draw into his 3-drop as any good Paladin would.
Yes, indeed. And that is a great draw to have here, but that Avenge is going to be a big issue. Having the Avenge go on the Shield of Mini-Bomb. Are you kidding me? 4/3 Divine Shield.
And let's count the amount of mana he had to spend for that. It's a 1, 2, 3, and yeah, he's got an incredibly strong minion, and it's only 2 turns into the game for him. We'll be able to take off the Divine Shield. That really hurts because he actually traded with the minion first instead of trading with the weapon. But this time around, I don't know. That's going to be some pretty scary mini-bot armies. How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, at least he has another sword in his hand, right? That does a lot more damage than just the 1. So he actually can clear this turn.
There's Consecration too, so that's actually pretty handy. Consecration.
Oh yeah, he can clear with that as well, actually. So, I mean, he's got some options here at least.
Right. So I'm Of course, the consecration option means that you just, run all your dudes in and then clear it that way. But this way, he's actually going to sacrifice his weapon and then just go ahead and clear it that way. It does take a little bit more damage here, but he'll be able to heal maybe a little bit of it back with the True Silvers in the deck, and we'll see if that was the right play to save that consecration for later.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he chose that route, but I think it's good. Like, save that consecration for your opponent's musters. It's pretty nice. Oh my god, it's Mysterious Challenger already.
Hey, it's in the hand, and to be fair, the 2-card draw of Divine Favor doesn't feel super great, but I mean, hey, it's 2 cards for free. You don't even have to worry about it. You just don't die until turn 6, and then you win. So the Thai player is still in a great spot. He's got the life lead. He's got decent cards in his hand once he does get up there, but actually we'll have to waste this turn 5 unless he draws something to play.
Well, that is a lot of dudes that we've seen made so far. The Mysterious
okay, all right.
I mean, I guess that's a good draw right there.
What was that about a lot of dudes, Artosis?
Yeah, well, no more dudes anymore, that's for sure.
This is an anti-dude zone here that Leda's about to put out there.
I heard it's important to play the first Mysterious Challenger in this mirror map.
If you get a ton of secrets out, your Mysterious Challenger has 6 HP. Theirs only has 1, depending on, of course, which ones. And oh my gosh,
Mysterious Challenger.
Who's the best Paladin player here? It's d00m1n80r.
Oh, man.
4 secrets out of the deck for free.
And you know what really kills it? Doesn't he play the reduce your health?
That does. He
Not
does.
redemption. It's
repentance.
Repentance or repentant. I can't pronounce anything. But
there you go. So
your mind is a steel trap, Rapid. You know everything.
It's like a bear trap, except it doesn't summon the bear afterwards.
No, there's no secret in your head.
Or maybe there are.
No.
All right. Well, we're about to find out what these secrets are. And is this the turn that you really want to play Mysterious Challenger at? We were talking about that. The secrets. Which ones does he run? We'll find out as soon as Leto decides whether or not he wants to drop this Mysterious Challenger down. Now, I mean, it's still a great card to put down on the field, even if it does have its its health reduced. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. He's thinking about it. What are his other options?
You gotta assume that he has, at least a Noble Sacrifice in there to try to defend it a little bit, and maybe the Avenge hits on him so that it's hard to actually remove him. Maybe the other Mysterious Challenger will actually have to, run into him.
And there we go. It's played down 5 secrets out of the deck. All right, so 1 more, and there is that Repentance.
All right, well, down to just 1 health here.
But that's not all. We've got more secrets ready to go. It's just absolutely every secret in the game. We're going to go ahead, give it some competitive spirit, and then even power it up with some more Repentance in the hand.
Now, he is going to go ahead and just attack here. The only thing is with the Avenge, I wonder if he should have consecrated first.
Oh, that's true.
Because that actually diffuses basically all the secrets.
Now with this, with the Avenge coming out, how do you really deal with that? You've got maybe a Cog Hammer that you put down to get some Divine Shield action going on, but
yeah,
even that kind of feels bad.
That's about the only choice that he has at that point.
With a little bit of an interesting animation as the Cog Hammer came out, it's going to use the Divine Shield very effectively. A 7/7 taunt. Still a pretty good thing to have.
Right. I mean, it's okay.
He's actually... Wait. Okay. He's going to consecrate the 2/1.
Okay. Well, that definitely shows... he should have done the consecration first if he was going to do it,
right.
I would say. But
is a very noble sacrifice, or maybe not so noble of a sacrifice of the consecration on just 1 card. Feels bad, man, but we still have to watch out for what Leda is going to do next. I think the move this game is... Or this turn is... Knife Juggler into...
Cog, maybe?
Cog Hammer? Yeah, it feels good.
Probably.
But at the same time, you still have to get through a taunted 7/7. I mean, Tyrion Forgering's great and everything, but...
Well, both of them have Tyrion here, and we have a Dr. Boom and Doominator's hand.
Oh my gosh.
His hand size may be small, but he's got some sick cards in it right now.
Yeah, it's not about the size of your hand, it's how you use it, Artosis.
Yes, indeed.
And here we go.
That's just what my mom always used to say, for sure.
I'm pretty sure my mom never said that, Artosis.
Well,
we must have different moms.
It turns out we're not brothers. Oh my God.
I'm finding out new and interesting things all day today. One of which is that, Paladin's a good class. It's the first time I've ever had that realization.
Yes, no, Paladin it's all right. it definitely can play pretty nicely. Look how powerful these turns have had.
Oh my gosh.
It's just insane.
Yeah, and even though we didn't hit the Dr. Boom on turn 7, I know it's never happened before, but he's got Dr. Boom even if he wants to play it here. There are a lot of secrets left open that he hasn't dealt with just yet. I'm not sure if he did have 5 secrets there, Leda did, so anything he plays does get reduced down to 1 health.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think you're right about that. So, do you want to play Dr. Boom here? Do you want to play Tyrion?
Well, if you play Tyrion, then the 1 health really doesn't matter. But if you play Dr. Boom, then, oh no, he's a 7-1. But they always have those boom bots there, which can trade very well into Divine Shields.
Very true on that. Oh, Redemption does go up. And competitive spirit here on the Knife Juggler.
Okay, so Divine Shield, Taunt, Buff. It's like this is the scariest knife juggler we've ever seen, except not really because he hasn't juggled any knives at all. So here comes Noble Sacrifice. That actually will. Okay, no, that's on the it's on Doominator. So it's gonna soak up the hit from the Cog Hammer, but find out what happens now is Avenge. Where's it gonna go?
Oh man.
My gosh,
Just
that is
brutal.
A very scary, mysterious challenger, and with the redemption, it's coming right back.
All right. Well, are you trying to take out this mysterious challenger here, or do you think that maybe playing the Tyrion is all right?
Blessing of Kings does feel pretty good just because of how well it trades so evenly. Nothing to get rid of that 7-1 Dr. Boom, which is going to trade right back into the Knife Juggler and take out 1, 2, 3, 4 buffs on it.
Oh my god, that is a lot. He could play the other, the Blessing of Kings on here as well, though.
Oh, that's true. If he wants to make
this a 12-11, why not, right? A 12-11 Knife Juggler?
Sounds pretty good. Oh, there's a nice boom bot. Hit goes straight to the face so that it doesn't damage the Knife Juggler. You definitely want to make that trade. He could have gone for some fancy boom bot shenanigans, but better just trade in that Dr. Boom. It's kind of what it was meant for, and now here we are about to find out what.
By the way, after all of that, this is so funny. Like, they both played their mysterious challengers. They both have just depleted their decks of their secrets, and now they're both sitting approximately same health, approximately same hand size, and approximately the same hand.
It's almost as if they're playing approximately the same deck.
Oh my god, Rabbit, I think you could be right.
And here we go. We've got 1 Tyrion forging down. I wonder if we're going to see the 2nd Tyrion forging. I mean, the only other option would be to play your muster for battle for Leda, and I don't know, that does not feel super great. Just go Tyrion into Tyrion,
and you have to get rid of his Divine Shield, I think.
Right.
It's just, I mean, that hurts, but if he just trades for free here, that's. Oh my god.
Another mysterious challenger. We actually saw Doominator play a couple of games over the course of the quarter and semifinals where he didn't draw a mysterious challenger at all. Maybe just one, but
this challenger works in mysterious ways. Sometimes he's drawn, sometimes he's not.
Well, I guess you know, mysterious challenger's always drawn. Now you have to make the art.
Oh, look at you.
Well, he is in hand. I'm not sure how many secrets are really left in the deck though. There's like 2 maybe. He's played a lot.
Yeah, there can't be many. There absolutely cannot be many at all. Oh, that's lethal.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know, I guess we're not going to find out how many more there were. There's the, I almost said power overwhelming. It's like a power overwhelming that leaves your dude alive.
That's right.
It costs 3 more mana.
Yes, indeed. And rightfully so for leaving your dude alive.
I guess that's the cost. But congratulations, Doominator coming out with a win in Game 1. Pretty crazy back and forth. We saw a lot of the same cards, but in the end,
very solid play there. Obviously, the Boombot had to hit to get lethal there.
Right.
Had to hit for at least 2, in fact, to get that lethal. So, a little bit of luck right there, but, you know, that is part of Hearthstone. And I tell you, that Paladin versus Paladin can be pretty crazy. And sure, he won, so you might feel like he has a big lead, but the thing is, it's like basically the best deck in the format, right? So I would imagine that our tie player here can just go ahead and use that Paladin deck and pick up a quick win with it.
Yeah, and he's going to just do exactly that, Artosis. He'll be playing that up against Doominator's Druid. I get to be psychic this time.
Yes, no, I'm like, how do you know? And then I turn and see that you have, you're peeking at a
the
PC
sickest
I don't
predictions.
see. Like,
Where
wow.
I lock in all of my wagers and like totally guess he's gonna play those classes. But here we go. We're about to get into game number 2. This is a best of 5. We get to see a few more games of Hearthstone today. Of course, you see the flag of Serbia on your screen.
Indeed. A lot of flags from all over the world. So many different countries participating in IESF.
Over 20, Artosis.
That's actually crazy.
That's a lot of countries.
Yeah.
And here we go, game 2 coming up. It appears as if I have predicted the classes correctly once again. And here is the Paladin. Not quite the same curve that Ledah had in game number 1. That's actually kind of interesting. He started off with like a sick opening hand, but d00m1n80r was able to come back. And here we go into our second turn for both players. And right on curve, there's Darnassus Aspirant. You can even go for a Wrath here. Darnassus just dies if you play it. But
it does, yeah. It like forces the Knife Juggler into you, so I feel like I would Wrath, but no, I guess he does too.
Okay, well, there comes the Wrath, so gonna just go for clearing the board. Now, this is going to mean that when Shielded Minibot comes down, that's actually gonna trade a little bit better into the Darnassus Aspirant, because, you know, obviously stays alive afterwards, but it will depend on what's played afterwards. I mean, we're coming up on turn 4, so there is going to be a true silver champion coming out. So maybe you just save that Divine Shield and go straight to phase.
You probably do, but of course, if your opponent has, you know, a drop to actually abuse this Darnassus Aspirant, you're going to feel really bad about that. But I don't think that there's really any way around it anyways.
Well, he should be able to play. Yeah, there is the competitive spirit out there. A lot of stuff to bump there on the board, especially if these spiders get popped this turn. I don't think there's really any way of doing that. Just trying to play some Hearthstone, doing some musical chairs at the same time. But here we go. We've got Swipe. That is a great way to start to deal with a lot of what's on the board. However, if any minions are left up,
Competitive Spirit is going to do a great job, actually, especially if he actually hits the Creeper. I guess he doesn't end up doing so, but
either way, this Competitive Spirit is actually going to get a lot of work done here. He's going to Wrath for 1, just to draw, and hey, there you go. That's actually a pretty good card.
I would say that's about the best draw you could get off of that.
And it can spawn new cards from the most recent wing, even though they're not allowed to be played yet.
I know, isn't this fun?
This is actually pretty crazy. So he's got a 2-3 and a 3-2, so some good trades available, and that is a very good Competitive Spirit because it also means that this time around he can go straight into the True Silver Champion, clear things out, and have even stronger minions on the board.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Ledah, our Paladin player here. Does decide to go ahead and kill this 3-2 with it. Not any big surprise right there, but what one drop we'll get.
Man, we're about to see. Oh, a taunt that he's forced to run into. He does trade pretty badly for d00m1n80r. Is able to just clear the board once again, and oh, there's a nice swipe set up there, but it feels kind of bad to use it now because the spiders will survive.
You still got a couple 1-1s if you use that now, so it's like, he doesn't really have any great play for 5 mana.
Kind of surprising. There are a lot of good 5-drops in Druid decks. I know when I first started playing Druid, I was like, okay, let's make this nice curve here. And I was like, oh, I want all of these cards. What do you know? They all cost 5 mana. So he's got Druids with the Claw. I think is the most common one that you might expect to see here. Let's get a hero power this down. Play Darnassus.
All right, fair enough. I mean, this is going to probably just use up the other charge on that sword, which is totally fine. And as of the... Well, next turn, I guess he's not going to have 7 mana, he's going to have 6, but that gives him a lot of options in his hand anyways.
Yeah, I was waiting for that Dr. Boom to come out. We got a few more turns before that happens. Still, a True Silver Champion trading 2 for 1. Actually pretty good value there, although depending on how these hand sizes work, it could get kind of crazy. There's a lot of card draw in the Druid deck, so he can get his hand size up really big, but then maybe Divine Favor comes out and have that countered. But a lot of dudes on the field now, but what do you know? Swipe. Pretty good card.
Indeed. Swipe is not a bad play here if you pop that little spider dude, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. Goodbye, Spider Dude.
Oh, man. Spider Dude. Seen better days. And here comes the Swipe. That is pretty much the perfect card at the perfect situation. I mean, he's had Swipe. He's had to hold it in his hand for a while, but, you know, wise decision to do so. Able to clear the board. But this is still Ledah's turn, so he'll be able to establish a little bit of tempo of his own.
Well, both of them have pretty insane hands when you look at it here, right? Like, this turn is weak for our Paladin player, but after this, he's got turn 7 Dr. Boom, turn 8 Tyrion. But on the other hand, we have, obviously, the Ancient of Lore coming up. We have the combo already in hand. There's a lot of cool stuff going on for him.
So what do you do here if you're Doominator? If you play your Ancient of Lore, it just dies.
Yeah, that's rough. But you drawing 2 cards, you might be able to pick up something to help clear the board the next turn, I guess. I think you still have to play it.
Where you draw into the Moonfire and you're able to
there
clear
you
it
go,
off.
the Moonfire.
I called it. I remember when Malagos Druid was a thing where you're just like, Malagos, Moonfire, Moonfire. You're like, what is this damage? But that has not been a good card for a while.
All right,
I don't know.
a swipe is a pretty good draw here, I have to say.
It certainly is, and he's got a lot of different ways to draw it. You can go ahead, drop down that the Ancient of Lore, and if he does draw into swipe, then
He actually doesn't have enough mana. He'll only have
he's actually
3
one
with the
short.
Innervator.
Yeah.
So
I was miscounting there. So no,
I think
he can't combo. Well, I guess he can combo to.
I think you're probably gonna have to use your keeper as well as your piloted, right? And just like kind of develop your board a bit. And
You're gonna take so much damage next turn.
yeah, it's Dr. Boom, man. Did you know that Dr. Boom comes with 2 boom bots?
It's true. It's almost as if the boom bots are doom bots.
They are Doom bots, and Doominator is feeling it right now.
I must safeguard.
That is
Doominator after this
Oh
game.
my god. We'll see what comes out of this shredder when it pops. But like you said, just developing the board a little bit. Kind of feels bad to leave Dr. Boom up there for as long as that. But also, we know that there's even something possibly scarier than Leda's hand, that Tyrion
Yeah,
Forging.
that's really messed up, man.
About to come down.
He
Yeah.
has a Tyrion coming up
And you-
after a Boom.
you
And that's a
wanna-
golden Dr. Boom and a golden Tyrion.
Wow,
Are
this
you
guy
kidding me?
is so try-hard.
Oh my
what a role
God.
player. Able to get all those golden cards in there. He's going to be able to play them down right now, but if you play this right here and then try to kill the Shredder, I feel like testing for a Doomsayer there might have been a little bit safer, but I'm going to leave that up. We'll see if it does come out. Do you play, let's see, you have the opportunity to taunt.
You can
You're Druid of the Claw.
clear everything if you combo, but you're taking so much damage. Like, you might actually die, so I don't really care for that.
Yeah.
I don't like anything here.
Yeah, there's so many options, but none of them are good enough to keep you alive. Like maybe you stay safe and clear the board, but then you just wind up dying to a whole lot of stuff. So we'll see what the choice is. A lot of thought here from Doominator. You know, he is deep in thought. He has settled in for a long turn here. He's like, okay, what are the options? Ancient of Lore to heal? No, that's terrible. So you have to deal with what's on the board. So probably just looking at the combo.
Yeah.
Does the most damage. It clears the most off the board, but it is a big win condition. Isn't there anymore?
Yeah, it's kind of an issue. So, I mean, he's gonna clear it. There's gonna be a big ass sword out. Oh, that's actually, that Chugger could end up being really good here.
It's very resilient, 3 health. One of the better cards that you can get. And, well, there's an Ashbringer, but if you're frozen, can't attack.
Exactly. If these boom bots fizzle out and don't do what the boom bots normally do, which is kill all of your opponent's minions or your opponent, then he could be in trouble if he gets frozen every turn. That Ashbringer doesn't do anything.
Alternatively, Artosis, if they do 8 damage to the face, it's going to be a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, there's Consecration, so he will be able to kill off that Chugger. There's one
there it
boom
is.
bot, and that's all it takes.
Yay,
a
boom
boom bot
bots.
to the face, and that is going to be game number 2, going to our tie player.
Okay, so that's good. I like that because we have the Paladin decks out of the way, right? The deck can be very silly, as we just saw. He did not draw Secrets. He did not draw Mysterious Keeper. It didn't matter.
No, it didn't
Turn 7
matter at all.
Turn 8 Tyrion. Yeah, no problem.
Turns out Paladin winning 2 games in a row, and you actually called that earlier. You're like, hey, he still has Paladin, maybe come back in this. And that's exactly what he did. So, congratulations to Thailand tying it up.
Oh, wow.
As
Why do
it
they
were.
call it Thailand?
It's
Well,
almost as if you can expect this to go all the way to 5 games. I'd be super excited for that. I love casting Hearthstone. So here we go into our third game. Feels like these are going pretty quickly.
yeah, they
And
really are. It looks like it's going to be Druid versus Druid in our next game.
I just turned over here and saw Artosis pull this crystal ball out from underneath the desk. Like, I wonder what these classes are going to be.
I got my Magic 8-Ball keychain on me today.
And here we go, Druid versus Druid. Success once again at predicting these matchups. And already right off the bat, looks like we're going for a turn 1 piloted Shredder.
Well, that's a good play. A turn 1 piloted Shredder. Oh my god, and he doesn't have anything to deal with that.
I mean, if this is a Wrath draw right here, then that's actually the sickest outplayed.
Yeah.
But no Wrath to draw, no really cards to play at all other than just hero powering here. And
Man,
wow,
that's... He's going to get so much value out of this.
yeah, absolutely. He's going to be able to do at least 4 damage, and then eventually, whenever Leida's able to kill it, it's just going to respawn. We'll see. And oh my gosh, there's a mounted Raptor there as well. Kind of the mini Shredder that should be coming out next turn. I was like, you play all your cards, you've got all these options. You want to just hero powering your first 2 turns. So
It's so rough. I hate it when that happens. But this is something... Oh, well, I mean, you drop that for sure, but this is something that happens to Druids sometimes. You just draw your end game instead of any early game, and...
right.
Yeah, it happens, but... Hey, look, this is my prediction, right?
All right.
Doominator takes this game down. The next game, Ledah takes down with his Druid.
Just so I can make that terrible tie joke
That
again.
tie joke is coming back.
We actually had tie jokes earlier when we were, walking in. Apparently our ties were not fabulous enough, so we had to get a tie buff up here. But
Indeed.
Swipe gonna be played here, and it will clear out the board for a second, and then we've got the Tiny Master of Evil.
Oh god, we have the guy, the Trog that gets stuff from. He's never going to become bigger than 1/3 because we don't have any overload in this deck.
Oh, that's true.
What is the 3/2 here?
The 3/2, a Tiny Master of Evil, Tiny something of Evil, Tiny Knight of Evil, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Where shall I strike?
But if he takes a lot of damage, then I guess that could get powered up. We'll have to see. Here we go. Azure Drake is the draw. I guess that feels kind of bad to play because it trades so well. So yeah, probably just wrathing this away.
Yeah, I would imagine he'll just clear this out. But look, he just keeps having shredders all over the place, whether they're Raptor shredders or piloted shredders.
He loves those
Guy just won't
respawn
run out of minions.
death rattles, lots of cool random stuff that can come out of that, and I think we actually might get a chance to see what it is. The Wraths for 3 here, and then, okay, well, I wanted to see what was inside,
Yeah.
but better to leave it up and force your opponent to kill it, so that then you get to use the minion, hopefully.
That's true, that's true.
It's so weird seeing those cards come out there, because there's like so much just like random stuff out of Doominator's deck. It's like he's playing his Druid deck, and then like pieces of other decks. It's like when you play against Priest. They just pull out all these random cards like legendaries and all kinds of stuff that they shouldn't have. But
Stealing some of your stuff as well.
like you're playing your deck too.
All right, so Ledah gonna finally start a comeback of some sort here, but look at this. We have the combo in hand and Tarzan coming out.
Oh my god, and that is going to make the combo playable next turn, Artosis.
And in fact, that's going to be lethal.
Unfortunate. So
There's like no way.
I'm thinking about this. Okay, so how do you trade out here to stay alive? Because you also have to make sure that you don't die next turn.
You can't.
No, there's no way to do it. If he had drawn into like antique heal bot, he'd still die next turn.
Yeah, he would. You're right, actually. Yeah, no, he's pretty dead, actually. He doesn't quite know it yet, but he might be feeling it with the way this game has gone. Doominator has had the sickest draw so far. Just a perfect curve and everything working out for him.
It turns out if you have 6 good turns in a row, you can finally have a play that beats your opponent's turn 7 Dr. Boom.
That's true. Look, he might drop Dr. Boom here thinking, okay, I'm getting there, but...
Yeah, if I don't die next turn, I'll go ahead and win it, but to be fair, I'm trying to figure out how many other ways there would have been to die on turn 7, knowing that stuff is getting discounted. But here comes the, not even just the combo, just going to go ahead and trade away as much damage as possible, but...
Hey, he clears the board. Oh, sorry, you're still dead.
Yeah, it's
like, yeah, I had the whole combo in my hand when I played Emperor Thor's.
He draws a card that discards his whole hand immediately. No, doesn't exist. And here comes the combo straight to the face, and that is going to be a pretty good way to win the game. Doominator!
Wow.
Representing Serbia, they are going to come out to a 2-1 lead in the IESF 7th Esports World Championship Finals.
Well, Doominator looking pretty good right now. He's up 2-1. Only has his mage deck left over. So We'll see what Leda wants to use against that. He has Warlock and Druid at this point. Do you reuse your Druid, do you think, or switch over to Warlock?
I was going to say, the Warlock deck, so versatile, can be difficult to play, and of course we haven't actually seen what Doominator is running in his Mage deck.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and if it's a Tempo Mage, that Druid deck could have a pretty tough time with that, so I wouldn't mind him switching over to Warlock here and giving that a go.
All right, well, it does look like we are going to have our fourth game, there we go. Almost one game behind. Fourth game in this best of 5 coming out, and it does look like it is going to be an esports baby.
That's my baby, actually.
Aw, hey, one of the most esports babies in the world.
Yeah, that's true, she is.
And here we go into our first game of the match. It's going to be a Tempo Mage. It's like Tempo's Secrets. It's, I
think it's probably Tempo. I guess you can't 100% tell, but...
I was going to say, if you didn't see that Mana Worm...
Yeah, the Mana Worm is telling me that it's probably, right?
Well, it does have Dr. Boom in it, too, so that's a lot of Tempo there as well. And, okay, Ronin. All right.
Mirror Entities, that's normally a Tempo edition. But anyways, it's some sort of thing like that. But we do have, actually, it looks like... Well, I mean, it's obviously a hand-locked variant here. Can't tell exactly what it is at the moment, though.
It actually, with the mind control tech, this actually looks like it could be a Reno.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually. So let's see if that's the case. But this is a sick quick start here. Look at that 3/3 Mana Worm already.
Yeah, absolutely. Ridiculously difficult to deal with. Very few ways to take it off the board, too. I mean, Refreshment Vendor just to heal yourself back up, and yeah, that's going to be the play there for Leda.
I like it. I think this is Reno Lock, by the way. I think you have an accurate call there, especially with that dude.
Unfortunately, as great as Reno Lock is, you have to play one of every single different kind of card to make sure it's consistent, and that means that you're playing a lot of high-cost cards. Yeah. I think he's drawn almost every single one of them, so this is a very slow hand for Leda, but sometimes it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean... Let's see if he can stabilize here. Right now we don't... I guess you can play like an Azure Drake, but the Mage deck's being slowed down a little bit. What I'm afraid of is look how much damage is in that hand.
Oh my god.
He has like the Ronin. He can get like so many fireballs late game.
Ugh.
Somehow Leda's going to have to be able to take board control and then win suddenly before that all kicks in.
Because for a Freeze Mage, you expect to have that crazy burst down there. Maybe a little bit less so here for the Tempo Mage, but there's still so much burst damage. Even if you heal yourself back up to 30 health, sometimes it's just not enough.
All right, well, gonna go ahead and start clearing this out a little bit here. Doing some good trading so far. 22 health. He's stabilizing pretty well, I would say.
And this, I mean, one counter to being bursted down. Mal'Ganis is in the hand. If that comes in off of this Void Caller, then you can't get bursted down at all. So we'll see what comes off of that. But, oh, 2 Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's actually ridiculous. You play like 3 incredibly strong cards this turn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorcerer's Apprentice can be pretty neat, especially when you're... utilizing that with the Fireballs of Antonidas, but I don't think they'll live that long at this point.
I always thought that card in the golden version should have like little Mickey Mouse ears for the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Unfortunately, copyrights exist, Artosis.
And how rough that is.
We are going to see most likely the... I don't know if you clear that Void Caller out, because that can be kind of scary.
Yeah, that gets really scary if you kill off Void Caller and you're not like completely prepared for whatever might pop out. Maybe kill it off next turn, where you have like enough mana to even kill off something like a Mal'Ganis.
There's a lot of just straight up damage in Doominator's hand.
Yeah.
So, okay, just gonna go ahead, drop the Void Ooze. Doesn't really do anything, but it does give a relatively low value minion away off the Mirror Entity.
All right, let's see what he wants to do here. I mean, that's a pretty crappy minion to have a Mirror Entity use on, but the Mirror Entity only costs 1 mana, so I guess it worked out.
Oh, and it's Jiraxxus that gets played now. I guess that's actually okay if you want to taunt it up, but like taunts don't really do too much.
Yeah, I mean, Mage has to kill everything through damage, so I guess that's a lot of damage has to deal, but I feel like you definitely wanted Mal'Ganis probably, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely at this point. So only 3 minions on the board, so you can't even play your mind control tech. what are we going to see here? There is a Defender of Argus just drawn, so that's definitely a good way
that's
to
a good
taunt all okay, kind of felt weird to play the mind control back, but just wants as much health taunted up to stand in Doominator's way.
Look at that. Jiraxis face into Dr. Boom and still is a 4-9 right now.
Oh my
What?
gosh. He's actually a pretty strong card,
Yeah.
even if he doesn't replace your hero. So now we get to see one of my favorite cards.
Oh, yeah, I
As
love
soon
this.
as the new cards came out, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and theory craft everything. I was like, dude, that Ronin card is sick.
It is
and then,
sick.
And then absolutely no one plays it in almost any deck
I
except
know.
this one. So I'm glad he finally gets a little bit of love there. Like he's BGHable.
I love it. He looks like a badass too. Look at him.
I know, right? He gives you, what is that, 9 damage just for free? And then you draw a card, you can't hold it in your hand
Like
because you're
Boombot spells or something. Like
It's true, yeah. So we'll see where those boom bots hit, and it actually does clear out quite a bit. But here it comes down, the big fireball straight to the face. That is not super great. He does draw 1 arcane missile. He could actually get 3 more arcane missiles here.
Oh my god, this is kind of crazy. Like, okay, so he has the arcane missile. He has Antonidas in hand right now. Like, if he can somehow not die right away, he has so much damage incoming.
Only for, let's see, 15 health, so how does this work? You play the Mana Wraith and then you try to just drop a bunch of low-cost spells?
Oh, I'm not sure. He needs to hit Draxus for at least 1 here. That's the one thing I do know. Oh, there it is.
And there you go. It also hits for 1...
Wait.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. He's actually going to clear this out. This is actually really nice. And then the next turn, he can do Antonidas with 3 arcane missiles.
Oh my gosh, that is so much damage, even
That's
just from
actually
the
insane.
arcane missiles. And then you get fireballs too. It's a really good combo unless he just straight up dies.
This is pretty crazy good play by Doominator. And like, with 3 arcane missiles, he's actually going to deal, like, that's 9 damage plus 3 more on the Mana Worm. That's actually like 16 damage if there's nothing out.
Oh my gosh. Now, Mal'Ganis should be the drop here. Nothing else feels extremely good. I mean, you could go for Emperor, but then you're still only 20 health versus a mage that still can have a lot of damage in hand.
Yeah.
And we still haven't seen Reno Jackson, though, so actually going to go for a board clear instead.
Okay, he knows that with the arcane missiles there, he would actually take too much damage. But I think here, I would drop the Antonidas and play 3 arcane missiles.
Oh, man.
I think for sure that's what I would do.
I don't think you're ever going to get a better opportunity to play that combo.
Yeah. And it's going to look so cool. Oh my god.
Oh my
ready?
god. Oh no! Oh no! He had so many possibilities, but he is just going to go ahead and clear out the Shredder. See where these arcane missiles go. 1, 2. Oh, the perfect arcane missiles! Incredibly well played there.
I have
by
a feeling
Doominator.
we're about to have an IESF World Champion crown.
Oh man, it's coming in here. Doominator already with 2 wins on the board. 1 win away from representing Serbia in the grand finals with a victory.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. This is a lot of incoming damage next turn. I mean, I think you have to tap here, obviously. I guess he's counting up playing Mal'Ganis, what that looks like here.
Right, if you play Mal'Ganis, then it pretty much just says fireball pinged and then you take 1 billion damage to the face anyway.
Yeah, you still take 11.
What can you draw into here? I mean, if you tap into Reno, you go all the way back up to 30 health, but you don't really develop a whole lot on the board. You play Reno Jackson and that's
if you
it.
tap, you can... Oh wait, no, you can't. Reno's 6, so you can't Reno and Molten.
Right.
Yeah, this is...
I think he knows he's dead if he plays Mal'Ganis, but gonna go for it.
Thing is, here you still take 11. That's the big problem, and a fireball is replaced.
Oh, and there's another arcane
Have an
missile.
arcane missile, why don't you?
How many arcane missiles are in this deck? Absolutely ridiculous. We're gonna see a lot of fireballs this turn, Artosis. We're going to see 1 to Mal'Ganis. He's also going to, I guess you just play arcane missiles into that and see how lucky you get. But and if too many of the arcane missiles hit the face, then it doesn't do as much damage.
Oh man. Oof.
Gonna have a lot of ahas this turn too. Do you just hero power to make sure that you're consistent?
Well, I think the Arcane Missile, doesn't it have to hit because you can't actually deal damage to the opposing hero?
Can't
I actually
you-
haven't tested this.
I'm pretty sure you can randomly hit it and it does 0 damage.
Okay.
But yeah, just going to go ahead and hero power. Make sure
Safety
that
first.
these are all going to hit the face. Goes for the fireball. Which actually, I think, isn't the most damage that he could have dealt that turn. Because he could have played 3 Arcane Missiles, right?
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So it would have been 9 damage. So it would have been 3 more damage. I don't know. He'd have a lot more fireballs in his hands, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So.
he certainly would. I think there's almost no way out of this. He literally has to tap into Reno right now to have any chance.
Oh man, here we go. Gonna go for the tap. It's Demon Wrath. That is not going to be the answer. There's the concede, and Dominator, representing Serbia, will be your IESF Hearthstone World Champion.
Absolutely awesome play here this weekend by Dominator. The fact that he has gone ahead and taken first place. I wonder if this is a guy we're going to see start hitting up the international Hearthstone tournament scene.
I mean, he's in Europe, right around all that, the DreamHack scene. He's right around a lot of very strong esports organizations, and maybe going to be part of one himself. Looking forward to seeing him not only here at IESF picking up the World Championship, but also maybe representing Serbia in more tournaments to come.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I was talking to him a little bit earlier on. Very friendly guy. I think that he's obviously a very good Hearthstone player, brought very good, well-prepared decks, played one of our favorite cards there as well, Ronan, getting all those ridiculous arcade missiles.
Didn't play as many of them as he could have. Man, that's like, feels bad, man. But it feels really good to win, and especially good because there's so many supporters in the crowd. We have, Serbia and all of their teams being represented here, just cheering on their fellow Hearthstone player. Some big hugs coming out from him in the crowd, and it's just been incredible to watch the passion from that nation as they arrive in the championship.
That's right.
To take it down.
They are the world champions of Hearthstone right now for ISF, so that is a big deal. Flying over to Korea and just destroying through everybody as well, beating Korea, beating Romania, and then Thailand in the finals.
And that's 2 of the hardest nations to really face in Hearthstone, no matter what tournament you're going to. So really exciting, incredible to see that much success. Of course, very, very well-deserved victory there for Dominator. So congratulations, Dominator Serbia, winning the championship. And that's going to do it for Hearthstone here today, Artosis.
Indeed it is. It's been a wonderful Hearthstone tournament here at ISF. As you can see, first place goes to Serbia and Dominator. Second place to Thailand with MiTH.Ledah. And then, of course, third place we saw yesterday going to Romania's MiTH.
Very well played by all 3 competitors. Top 3 at IESF World Championship. Nothing to be ashamed of. Incredibly skilled games, and glad I got a chance to cast them with you, Artosis.
Oh, yes. It has been a pleasure. Wonderful caster indeed you are, Rapid.
Well, thank you very much. Looks like
it's time to shut down this Hearthstone cast and get StarCraft ready. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.